Hey folks, this is Trevor here, just trying to give you guys some information. Today's video will be about ACL recovery, and I'm just going to talk about my experience. So basically, I tore both of my ACLs and both of my knees when I was in high school. And the first time it happened was my junior year of high school. It was my right knee, and it was just a freak accident. Playing basketball, got a rebound. Then off that rebound, I fell down. I went in a little bit of pain. Then I played football a little bit later on, and I did two-hand touch, and that's when my ACL snapped, and I was in a big rush of pain. Anyone that can relate to ACLs knows that when you tear your ACL, it's that big rush of pain. It's inside of your knee. You can't do anything about it. It's just horrible, and it just really sucks. And then a year later, in my senior year of high school, I tore my left ACL, and that's playing basketball. Again, another freak accident. Just going on for a layup, and then I was in the air. Person blocked me. My knee buckled, and it just tore, and I was in excruciating pain. So basically, this video is to help anyone who's had any issues with ACL before. So basically, for my right knee, it was a year-long process because with ACL you can't really play for like a whole year. So I didn't play for a year, but I did rehab. But luckily, when the younger you are, when you tear your ACL, the better it is because you're able to heal quicker. So it took me about the full 9 months of rehab, and then I was able to come back and play again. But then my left knee was a little bit different because it was in my senior year, and then I had my surgery in the summer before my freshman year of high school. I mean, my freshman year of college. So basically, with that, I did 4 months rehab. It was get around well and play, but I didn't play for like a whole year. My first freshman year of college, I didn't play the full first year. So basically, the secret for me for both of these injuries, for both knees, is the ACL, is flexibility and strength, because those are the two things that control how well you're able to come back from the injury. So luckily, even though I tore both my ACLs, some people may think, oh, he can't play, he's all washed up. That's not true. Basically, with me, it's just a matter of, okay, I know I don't have the same explosiveness, or I may not be able to jump as high, but I could get it back. It just requires a lot of time of working out and whatever. So basically, the secret to ACL recovery is, like I said, your strength and flexibility. So when you first tear your ACL, and more likely after, you can do pre-rehab or you can get surgery right away. It really depends on how strong your knee is. But basically, the secret is that if you're doing pre-rehab, get your flexibility, your range of motion. So all those at-home exercises you're doing, the doctor gives you, make sure you do those every day, 3 times a day. Because the more you do it, your range of motion will improve. And when your range of motion improves, that's when you're able to build up your strength. And when you build up your strength, that's when you're able to get back together. So after your surgery, you do the same thing, with your screws get taken out, and then do the rehab of stretching your knee, moving your knee, and then doing the rehab. So with your flexibility up, because your flexibility, the more range you're able to have, the more strength you can grow in that range, basically. So that's what I did, and thankfully to this day I'm able to play at a very high level, and even friends I played with before at Hampton University, they know is that I'm a very good player, and people think, oh, he's short, oh, he's only like five. I'm just, I'm 5'8". People let you know I'm 5'8", and they'll be like, oh, he can't play, he's short. But then they play me, and they be like, oh, he's got a nice jumper, pretty nice crossover. May not be able to jump as high, but that's about the only thing, because that's another thing in ACL. When you tear your ACL, you have to expand your game. So for me, I'm majority a basketball player. So for basketball, what you have to do is you have to work on your fundamentals. So suppose you're a basketball player and you had an ACL injury like Derrick Rose or anyone else you can think that tore their ACL, you got to work on your fundamentals. So you got to work on your ball handling. You have to work on your shooting. You have to work on your post drills. And yes, I said post drills. Even if you're a guard, you need to look at the post drills. Because if you look at the 2004 NBA champions, the Detroit Pistons, the one thing that one team had in common, they were all good on fundamentals. So they could all post up, they could all ball handle, they could all, for the most part, shoot. Like Ben Wallace, well, I know he's just mainly a defensive player, but still, he could shoot a little bit. And the thing is that if y'all working your fundamentals, so if you're a basketball player, you're working on fundamentals. So you're working on your ball handling, your shooting, your post drills, and then you also work on anything like free throw line, like free throws, and you do. Let me think. Would be another good one. And then running, because that's the secret. The secret to getting the ACL back to where you want it to be when it's after it's reconstructed is you have to run. The more running you do, the stronger ACL will be, and the more you will see your results. So with ACL, typically, if you don't run as much, you lose your ability to jump, or you don't have as many hops. I can still jump, but not nearly as high as I used to, because part of it is I don't have the time anymore to really dedicate to just strictly working out and running. So that's part of it. But I will get back to it. It's just a matter of taking time to do it and sacrifice. So if I'm a little bit tired, I got to sacrifice. I may be able to run as long as I want, but even if you just start from a baby step, another drill for people, this works on all sports, is 522s. So 522s, basically this is the length of your court, so from one end to the other. What you do is you go up and back, that's one, and you do that 5 times in a row on a fairly fast pace. I wouldn't say a complete all-out sprint, but fast enough where you're moving pretty quickly. You do that 5 times in a row, going back and forth. You wait 22 seconds, and then you do another set of 5, and then you just keep doing that set of 5. Wait, rest 22 seconds, do it again. Now, for basketball players, you use a basketball court. That's where the 522s comes from. Or if you're a football player and you tear your ACL, you use a football field. Because basically, in the traditional sense, if you had a professional court, a professional basketball court would be 96 feet, and a professional football field would be 100 yards. So basically, if you do that, that's what needs to be done. And because of that, it'll work on your strength, your speed, your endurance, because that exercise, it works your speed, because the easier it gets, the faster you get, and it works your endurance, because if you do these fast-paced movements, and then you do these fast-paced, let's say, fast-paced movements, and you can do it over a period of time. So let's say if you first start out, you may only do 2 sets of 5. So 1 5, 22 seconds rest, another 5. And that's the beginning. I don't expect anyone to do 5 right away. If you can do 5 right away, that's very impressive for you. But the secret is to do it for 2 weeks at a time, the same length you did. So if you do 5 or 2, whatever, you do that for 2 weeks. Then you add on 1 more set of 5 and keep doing that after every 2 weeks. So that way your endurance builds up, your speed builds up, and you notice just walking around, you're able to walk around faster, you're able to get to places faster, you have more energy. And that's what I'm getting back into now. So hopefully I can get with that. And I'm actually training one of my neighbors because he wants to go to college and play for a college team. So I'm training him right now, doing the same thing, going over fundamentals of basketball. He's pretty good. He actually won a state championship his high school year, his senior year. So he's pretty good. I'll give him props. But I'm just saying, for anyone with ACL, that's what you want to do. You want to do those. You want to do those things. You want to work in fundamentals. Even for football. If for football, now football is a little different because you have several positions or sub positions. You have the safety, strong safety. You have linebacker, middle linebacker, outside linebacker. You have defensive linemen, offensive linemen. You have all different linemen and everything. So I just say with you, because I don't know football completely, but what I do know with the ACL, you have to work on your fundamentals. So I'd say all around for football, basketball, soccer, or otherwise European sports, we'll call it el football, soccer, tennis, volleyball, whatever, because these can happen in any sport, ACL. But basically, I would say is that you gotta run. 522s is a great workout, or you can run on the track, whatever works for you, or you can you're a track athlete, because track you can do this workout. You have to work on your fundamentals for your sport if you want to play that sport again, or even just to get back to where you were or surpass it, because that's the goal of ACL, to get where you were and then to surpass it. And then from there, you just gotta go from there. And once that happens, you're good. And just work on that. Your fundamentals, 522s, running, because running is the key to getting back from ACL injury. And once you do that, this should all be good. And hopefully, this helps anyone. And if you need any help, just let me know, and I'll be glad to help you. And just leave a comment, whatever you like, and I'll be glad to give you tips, whether it's basketball, because I'm mainly a basketball player. I'll be able to help more basketball players. But still, I don't shy away from anyone. If you're a football player or any other type of sport, please let me know, and I'll be glad to help you, and maybe we can work something out. So hopefully this helps anyone with ACL recovery. And since I went through it, I tore both of my ACLs. I pretty much know what I'm talking about. So if you don't believe me, you can always comment me, send me a direct message, whatever you want to do. But overall, just learn from it and it can be great. All right, have a good day, folks.